Hey guys, it's me again. I did a video yesterday showing how I built my Asmodus RDA, and I apologize to those who may watch the video who don't know how to make a coil yet. I told them, or told you, to look at some of my other videos. After going back through my other videos, the ones where I do show how to make a coil, they are very poor quality. So I decided to do a new video. I'm going to be doing basic microcoils, nothing fancy, nothing spectacular, just your basic run-of-the-mill microcoil. Pretty much that's all you need to know when you're first getting into vaping, into rebuildables. You don't need to just jump in the deep end and start trying to do Clapton coils and fused Claptons and zipper coils and wave coils and all that other stuff. With me, you know, I've been vaping 3 years now, and I've been vaping rebuildables for just about that. And I have tried every different coil out there, just about. I have done a Clapton, I've done a fused Clapton, I've done a wave, I've done a zipper. I've even tried to make up my own. In the end, what works best for me is your basic microcoil. What I normally use for my microcoil, depending on what I'm looking to get out of it, usually I use 24 gauge. That is my happy sweet spot. That's what gives me the right amount of vapor production with the right amount of flavor. If I'm wanting to go for more vapor, then I'll lower the gauge down to 22 or 20, or I'll get some different wire. I'll go to, well, now that I have the electrode wires, I'll probably get some more of that. But I was using G-Plat for a while, G-Plat 24. And I had to do quite a few wraps. What I normally stick to with my drippers is anywhere between 4 and 8 wraps. If I can't get where I'm going with 4 and 8 wraps, then I need to change the gauge Kanthal. I don't want, you know, a coil so big that I have to have a ginormous addy just to get it to fit in the deck. Granted, all of my drippers right now are huge. They're 30 millimeter or they're about 28 millimeter on the Cerberus. So what I'm going to do today is the thickest gauge Kanthal I have is 26 gauge. So I'm going to do probably 3 different coils, 3 different sizes. I'll do a very small micro coil, and then I'll do one around a drill bit or a screwdriver, and then I might try to show you how to do a dragon coil. I'm not sure. It just depends on how the video turns out. So let's get right into it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trap my Kanthal between my thumb and the post and the piece of wood, and then I'm going to pull this tight, and I'm just going to start going around. And and 6. And that's how pretty much I wrap a coil. When I put it on the atomizer, I will get a pair of tweezers and I will pulse it, and while it is still red hot, not while I have the button, not while I have it firing, but while it is still hot, I will pinch them together and make sure they hold their shape. Alright, so that is a 6 wrap of 26 gauge. I'll put that off to the side. Grab my other one. It's considerably thicker. Alright, and I'm going to try to get you in a little bit closer. So sorry about the shaking. I'm just going to straighten the lead out. And there you go. And again, when I put it on the atomizer, focus. When I put it on the atomizer, I'm going to pinch it with the tweezers. And that's after I glow it. While it is still hot, while it is still glowing, but not while the button is depressed. If you do that, it's going to short unless you have ceramic tweezers. Alright, so now I am stepping up from this to this. Come on, trimmer. That's about as big as I want to go when I'm making a coil. When I do it on a screwdriver, and I'm going to stay zoomed out for the most part on this one. Alright, I have it trapped under my thumb. That's it. That is your basic micro coil. This isn't really micro, this is more of a macro coil. This is getting closer to a micro coil. See the difference in size? Alright. And now I'm going to grab the smaller one. If I can get. This is a micro coil. This is a macro. So that's pretty much where you need to be when you're first learning how to do rebuildables. Alright, you don't need to be focusing on twisted Canthal or anything like that. Just your basic coil, and that will do you fine. Get you something to test the resistance of your coils. What I recommend to people when they first start out on rebuildables, you don't want to go below 0.8. Get to the point where you can consciously wrap a coil knowing that it will be right around 0.8. And when I say right around, I mean 0.1 variant. When you get yourself confident and comfortable with that, familiarize, before you do any of this, familiarize yourself with amp limits and battery standards. Alright. See, this shows 4,500 milliamp hour, that's the life of the battery, and then 75 amps. Alright. 75 amps. You're not going to push that. But there are other batteries out there that can handle it, and batteries out there that can't. You need to make sure you do your research to figure out which batteries can, which batteries can't. You're very safe when you stick in the range of 18650s. If you can get your hands on them, Sony VTC4s, VTC5s, MNKEs, if you can get your hands on them. And my personal favorite, MXJOs. What I have here is AWT. These are new, but I love it. This has replaced the MXJO as my favorite. AWT also makes 18650s. This is a 26650. I don't use 18650s in anything other than my flashlight now. So just make sure that, one, your battery is safe. If the wrapping is coming off of it and any metal is showing along the side, like this, you see how it's marred up down there? That is unsafe. They do have battery rewraps. If you can't afford a new battery, get you some of those. Those will hold you over. But please, I cannot stress to all of you, safety. In the end, if you're using a mechanical mod, and I am stressing mechanical mod, unregulated, no temperature control, no wattage control, no voltage, the only control you have over it is the resistance of your battery, of your coil, the resistance of your coil. When you do build a coil, say this one, the resistance is 0.4. If you make another one completely identical to this, it will cut the resistance by half. When you do a dual coil, whatever the resistance of one is, cut it by half, so long as they are equal. You do not want to mix coils. For all intents and purposes, to be safe when using cotton, if you want to go the extra step, boil it. I don't, but that's my prerogative. You can use Japanese organic cotton. You can use cotton balls from CVS or Walgreens. You can get cotton from your local vape stores, wherever. Make sure that when you build, each of those screws in there is a contact point. You want to make sure they're tight. Not tight enough to where it cuts the wire, but tight enough to where the coil is not loose. If it is loose, there will be a short, your resistance will change. It will bounce about. It could show up way lower than what it's supposed to be. So you want to make sure everything is good and safe. I didn't mean to turn into kind of a lecture, but I just want to make sure everybody is safe. And if you're new to vaping or rebuilding, I just want to make sure that you have the knowledge you need to have so you can go about it safely. Vaping should be good. And when I say good, I mean we've had a lot of negative feedback from a lot of people doing stupid stuff. Blowing mods up in their hands, throwing them into crowds and letting them blow up there. Trying to blow the biggest cloud. I understand you're getting into it. A lot of you are getting into it because you want to blow a cloud. I get that. I enjoy it myself. But you have to understand there are limits. And you have to, there are steps you have to go by. And just take it slow, don't be in a hurry. Alright, don't try to build to blow the biggest cloud in the room and have that be your first build. Have your first build be to make sure you can get the thing vaping. And vaping safely. So thank you for watching. I hope I was able to help some. Maybe later I'll do a nano coil.